I'm actually taking money out of the market.
I pulled out a small investment just now, actually.
I just took everything out of all the stock S&P accounts, stock accounts, put it into simple interest-bearing accounts.
Investors are ditching the market and running for cover.
Retail investors, especially in the U.S., are frankly well and truly shell-shocked.
Small or retail investors have been pulling out of stocks to the tune of $6 billion in 5 weeks. A slow trickle started last summer when the Eurozone crisis started gaining attention.
Since then, what we've seen is not a huge exodus, but a very steady exodus. 250, 400 million. Pretty much every week.
But new fears have turned that trickle into a downpour.
Obviously, over the past couple of weeks, and especially when Spain moved into the bailout orbit in the Eurozone, a lot of people had to revisit their assumptions.
With all the bad news that keeps coming about Europe, I don't want to see another huge crash and, have all my money go from X to X minus 100%.
And news on the home front hasn't helped. Billions in losses from risky bets made by J.P. Morgan and Facebook's chaotic IPO.
I think it certainly didn't help that a name that pretty much every person who owns a few stocks knew sort of seemed to stumble right out of the gate.
Not to mention a looming fiscal cliff.
If Congress would start talking to each other and start working together to try to solve problems, that would help me feel an awful lot better.
Taken together, investors don't really trust the market.
No, I don't completely trust the market.
In fact, a look at stock mutual funds shows investors yanking their money for 16 of the last 17 weeks.
But I put an awful lot into treasuries as opposed to stock. Stock market is too volatile right now.
Nearly half of investors say they're considering a later retirement than they'd originally planned. This according to a survey from BlackRock.
I've been putting into my money market accounts, my IRAs for retirement since they made it available when Reagan was in office. And at one point it was like 70 grand. I think it's down to like 18,000 now. And I'm just tired of all the bad news all the time.
Christine Romans, CNN, New York.